Hello, good morning. My name is Chidi Koldsweat. Thank you so much for clicking the link and for opting to watch this video. We really appreciate you. So, the topic of our class today is your non-profit checklist, 10 must-have. As you all know, we are right at the beginning of the year, and every non-profit who is planning to make a difference, every non-profit who is looking to just not run a hobby, like I would call it, but you want to run a proper organization with the right structures, with the right tools and skill set that you need, not just to access funding, but to also build a sustainable organization. These 10 things are extremely important. You may want to take note of them. We have just 30 minutes for this recording or for this class. If you have questions, please feel free to send them to donorsforafrica@gmail.com, and we will be very excited to respond to your questions. Just to get into it immediately, what we will be talking about today. So today we will be talking about these 5 key areas: about us, our mission and our vision, your non-profit checklist, which is the webinar immediately, and then very important information that you need to know about the organization and about the work that we do. So, who is Donors for Africa and who is Chidi Koldsweat? Chidi Koldsweat is a non-profit development, professional who is so passionate about development. I've been in development all my life. All my roles have been centered around development. I've got over 11 years nonprofit experience working at different levels with different leading organizations, locally and internationally. I've been blessed to receive certain awards, certain accreditations. I've spoken at a couple of conferences. You can see them on the screen. I've been part of a couple of fellowship programs, and I'm extremely blessed and extremely grateful for my journey in development. And I thought to myself over the years, or while founding Donors for Africa, that it would be very important for me to relate, some of the experiences I've had in the course of my work, why a lot of nonprofits are not making progress. It may shock you to know that 90% of all your fantastic ideas, all the social innovations around the world will die between the first 3 years of inception, largely because they lack access to funding and because they lack what they need to build sustainable institutions. So while engaging with a lot of our donors over the years, we found out that what is truly lacking is not the money. There is money in the system. Over $5 billion is being pumped into the system annually. And that number is just a little bit of what is truly available, when you look at it. However, what is truly lacking in the system is competent nonprofits. Competent nonprofits is lacking in the system. So our goal and our vision as an organization is to empower you, is to create a level playing field, is to help you achieve the SDGs, help you achieve your vision. We want to help you. That is what we are about. We want to help you. And that's why if you follow us at Donors for Africa, there are tons of free courses or free classes that we have run. Everything we do, I think we even give too much information, but I don't care. We want you to know, because if you know better, you will do better. That's enough about me. So about the organization, our work is centered or anchored on 3 key things: knowledge, growth, and impact. This is what we are about at Donors for Africa. We provide you with the knowledge that you need. We track and help you grow. So we don't just provide the knowledge. We nurture you through a platform that we are going to discuss about much later in the video or in the call. And then we are concerned about the impact that you are making. So what tools do you need to make impact? What tools do you need to start running an organization that is bigger than you, that is much more it's not about you. That's what we're about at Donors for Africa, and that's what we'll be sharing. So this is a very important quote to me: opportunities don't happen, you create them. So I really would want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to unlearn everything that you know, because we all have been on an amazing journey. We've learned a lot of things. It is time for you to unlearn everything you know. Focus, keep away the distraction, give this class the 30 minutes that it deserves, and in a few minutes we will be on our way. Awesome. To jump right into it, what are the 10 things, 10 must-haves for your nonprofits in your checklist for the year? These are 10 areas that you must give full attention. These are 10 areas that can affect if you ever access grants. These are 10 areas that can affect if you ever start generating income as a nonprofit. These are very important areas, and I please want you to take note of them and then hopefully apply some of the strategies that we will be sharing. Number one, board planning. Board planning. It is so important for you to begin to strategize about your board engagement and about your board recruitment, your board transitioning, because I don't know what stage you are in. You could either be thinking of who to bring on board, you could either be thinking of strategizing with your current board members, or you're thinking of transitioning. So probably you have some board members that are leaving and you need to be recruiting a new set of board members. You know, this year you need to focus attention on your board. Why is your board so important? It is so important to constantly engage your board because they are like the visionaries of your organization. Gone are the days when we have board members that are passive. If you have a passive board member, I am asking you today to please let the person go without mincing words. Let the person go. You need to be engaging people who are genuinely interested in the work that you do, not people who want to just answer or bear the name board member. You want to be engaging with people that are genuinely interested in the work that you do. I don't care who that person is. People overlook, or we tend to always aim for people with clout. It's not like it's not important. It's very important. But beyond that, you know, I don't know, I had taken a session in my course last year where we talked about So You Want to Do Good. We talked about the different things to look at, the different sides or the different characteristics your board members must have, the different kind of board members you must have. We'll try and do a recap on that class. But if you can find that video, you know, you need to identify who should be on your board. You need to evaluate who is on your current board, and you need to ask yourself an honest question. Are you engaging them enough? Do they even understand what you do? Do they understand the vision of the organization? So if you have not mapped out a day for a board engagement could be online, board engagement could be via WhatsApp, board engagement could be you picking up the phone to call a board member, spend 30-40 minutes with a board member to give them updates on the plans and the visions you have for the year. So these are my pointers. Are you onboarding new members? What are your board meeting dates? Do you have them clearly spelled out? How many times do you have your board meetings in a year? For some organizations, it's twice. For some organizations, it's once. Some organizations, they do 3. Some do 4, which is every quarter. You know, do you have updated information on all your board members? When was the last time you updated information about your board members? Some of you, the last time you updated that information was probably 2 or 3 years ago. You need to revisit that list. Some of them may have passed on. Some of them may have moved on to other things. Some of them may have changed their designation. Some of them may have changed their information, you know, their position. You need to find out and update your board information or list. Is this a transitioning season within your organization based on the kind of institution you run? Are you transitioning some of your board members? So the ones you are onboarding, do they have the tools and the skills they need to do a fantastic job? What are some of the important issues you need to be discussing in your board meetings? This is all of, there's so many things. Like board planning is a course on its own. So I can only just scratch the surface. These are some of the things you need to be looking at while you craft your board strategy for 2019. Who are your board members and what plan is going into ensuring that you run an effective board in the new year? Number 2, your financials. This is so important. Do you have an approved organizational budget? Do you even know how much you spend as a non-profit? Have you tracked your expenses? Do you have an audited account, from last year? See, I would say this over and over and over again. Securing grants is just one way of running your non-profit. Everything else has to be included in your financials. So do you even know how to read your financial reports? As a CEO that you are, do you know? That's a Nigerian nomenclature, by the way. Do you know how to read your financials? Do you need to learn how to read your financials in the new year? Don't say it is only cut out for your accountant or it's cut out for the auditor. If you don't know how to read your financials, there are several courses. Some of them are paid, some of them are free. Find people who are talking about those things. Learn how to read your financials. You need to have an approved organizational budget for your programs, for your staff, for your organizational structure based on the sort of plan you run. You need to have your organizational financials intact. When I say legal, I lumped this together because legal is an important aspect of your financials. Have you filed your returns for the year? Are you engaging your internal lawyer in the right conversations? These are things you need to begin to look at for the year 2019. Number 3, you need to update your database. Like I mentioned earlier, your board database. If you have a membership platform, your membership database, who left, who came back, who is not active, people who engaged with you in 2018, are they included in your overall database? What sort of database platform do you run? Is it an active CRM? Do you run something that, when you say, I need a list of everybody who is in the financial sector, then you will now go and start checking all these different pages that are open on your system. What sort of management tool do you run? It's very, very important. You need to begin to look at it. If you're searching for people in the manufacturing industry, if you're searching for perspectives in the oil and gas sector, do you have the right database? Like I tell people, some of these things you don't need to do yourself. It doesn't matter if you're running a one-man show. You may need to secure the services. Find someone you will pay 5,000 naira. Find someone you pay 10,000 naira. Find someone you pay $10 or $20 per hour. It all depends. Find someone that can help you handle some of the administrative tasks that you may not be able to handle. Because as small as you think they are, they contribute largely to the amount of hours you spend on either crafting your programs or engaging with your donors. So you need to update your database. There's a membership database, there's a volunteering database, there's a board database, there's a donor database, there's a vendor database. We have tons and tons of different types of database that you may need to look at and update. Like I said earlier on, if you can't do this yourself, find someone who will get it done for you. Number 4, your communications plan. What sort of conversations are you going to be having in 2019? Is there a content, a theme, a plan, a conversation that you want to be having? The conversations you'll be having with your donors are completely different to the conversations that you'll be having with members of the community. Have you developed your 3-month communications plan? I worked in communications for about 3 years for a Pan-African organization. And I'm telling you, I was part of this communications platform that included individuals or the communications team from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, from One.org, from Malaria No More, from several international organizations. And I'm telling you, the conversations they are going to have in October, we have already crafted it in January. When I mean conversations, down to the talking points. It might seem like a lot of work, but I'm telling you, if you can find time, that's why I said January, use January to put all these things in order, you will be walking majestically in the park. So your communications plan have to be, I already have my calendar of activities. We are Donors for Africa. We have our calendar of activities for the entire year. And I will be sharing that specifically with only our members. Yes, I will be sharing it specifically with only our members. Your calendar for the year 2019. What programs are you implementing? Look, you don't want to be, I know there are those cases where you didn't think of it and a partnership springs up on you and you need to consider. If you have a clear goal, a clear plan, a clear communications plan or marketing plan, when any of those opportunities come, you already know where to plug them. You already know if you need them at this time. So people, your communications plan for yourself, for your community, for your donors, for your website, for your annual reports, for your technical documents, for your brand presence, these are all part of your communication plan. You need to ensure that they are in order. Back to annual reports. Do you even have your annual report from last year? Your annual report doesn't have to be some fancy looking document. Fancy is great, but you just need to get it done. An annual report is you documenting your activities from January or from inception till the end of the year 2018. Some of you must have done some let's say, maybe you partnered with an organization to get work done. Maybe you visited the orphanage. Maybe you did a skills acquisition program. You need to document it. Documentation is a major thing that is missing in Africa. Why is it so important for you to document? When you document that information, when you have a potential sponsor, a potential donor that says, okay, what have you done in 2018? It's on your phone. You quickly send them a PDF. That's why we have our phones these days. In our other business, where we talk about having all your business materials, these are some of the things that we encourage businesses to put together and have them available. Because when opportunity comes, you want to show your opportunity that you are ready for it. And that is why I had that thingy or that slogan written up earlier on. You do not, you create the opportunities that you want. You don't wait for them to happen. Anyway, I'm becoming too passionate. This is your communications plan. Your website planning. Some of you, the last time you updated your website was when it was designed and handed over to you by your designer. Let us be honest. How many of us fall into that category? How many of you fall into that category, please? Look, your website is the most important. It's the most important. It's the most important, one of the most important documents you would have online as a nonprofit. When I discuss with someone and they say, oh, what's the name of the organization? I can't even give you the full name because I am currently having challenges with my own website. I need to completely now revamp. We need to completely redesign. If that's what you need to do, there is no shame in it. Redesign, revamp, but you need to get out there. If you cannot afford a website as a growing nonprofit, there are certain platforms that are free where you can design at least a platform that can house what you do in your organization digitally. If you go on LinkedIn, LinkedIn has a social, it's a non-profit platform where you can put up information, a page where you can put up information about your work. So there's no excuse about having money or not having money. That's not the conversation now. What are the alternatives available to you? Experiment with LinkedIn page for non-profits, but you must have somewhere that when they say, I want to discuss with Peniel Foundation, you just click the link, copy and paste the link, and you send to the person. The person won't ask you why is it not a non-profit, why is it not a proper website? No. You are evolving and you need to give yourself permission to evolve. So please, if you don't have a functional website, I beg you, get someone to look at it, get someone to revisit it, go and update the information on your page. Let us not see flyers from last 3 years event, take them down, put them in your gallery, update your gallery with pictures of your recent activities, update your articles, write new articles, your news and events section, go and update it with information, because people might just stumble on your page. When they stumble on your page, this is what you want them to see. On to the next, opportunity calendar. I love this so much because everyone who has ever interacted with the organization since last year, I've talked about this and I can't stop talking about it. You need to have an opportunity calendar for your organization. It's so important. What is an opportunity calendar? It's a document that shows you all ongoing opportunities. For some platforms, for the month of January, you say, this is the link, this is the deadline, these are the requirements, these are the things that you need to have in place to meet that particular deadline. If you don't actively go in search of opportunities, I tell you, you would cost in the new year. You need to be more deliberate, you need to be more intentional. An opportunity could be someone else's program that you believe if you partner, it will give your organization the credibility that it deserves. But you must have an opportunity calendar, even for yourself personally. It's important. I have an opportunity calendar. This is not me as Donors for Africa. This is me as Chidi Koldsweat. I have an opportunity calendar. All the fellowships, all the grants, all the scholarships, all the courses I want to take in 2019, I have highlighted them. I share that with members of our inner circle, members of people who are our members. I send them a template. They would just impute the necessary information. It's so important so that you can track opportunities that are available to you. I don't want to go too much into that. Your calendar of activities. Oh my Lord, this is so important. Your calendar of activities. What activities are you implementing in the year 2019? They don't have to be a lot. I don't believe that you have to be everywhere. But it is important that you identify what calendars or what activities you want to implement. Your activity can be an income-generating activity. It can be an impact-driven activity. It could be a fundraising activity. Activities are diverse. It's a lot, but you need to be able to plan them to say, January till March, these are the conversations we'll be having. These are the things that we will be doing. These are the dates we will be doing them. An activity calendar helps you as an organization. You just don't look efficient. You are efficient. As I'm here, I know all the live videos that we're going to be having. I know all the classes that are scheduled to hold. If for any reasons they don't happen, you are well aware why they won't happen. But now, if you don't have that plan, how would you know what you want to be doing in the year? Anything that comes, you jump on it. Any opportunity that comes, you jump on it because you're completely out of track. You don't even know what your non-profit strategy is for the year 2019. I'm becoming too passionate. Go get yourself a calendar of activities. Write one. I make this template available to people in our membership circle because that is what they have signed up for. A calendar of activities. We teach you how to draft it. We teach you how to separate the timelines. We teach you how to be effective, what you need to do, a detailed work plan. So beyond the calendar of activities, then you have a work plan for each activity. Like I said, I'm becoming too passionate. Go and get a calendar of activities. It is very, very important. Your program outcomes and evaluation. Number 8. Program outcomes and evaluation. If you cannot measure the impact of your programs, you will keep doing them and they make no difference to the community that you serve. If you are going to 200 schools in 2019 to preach a certain gospel, to teach about something, to talk about safety, to talk about grooming, to talk about, domestic violence, to talk about confidence, whatever it is that you're doing, if you do not measure the outcome of those activities, fundraising will be difficult for you. monitoring and evaluation. You need to evaluate your programs and activities even before you launch. Someone was asking me on LinkedIn about putting together a non-profit strategy. And I said to her, you can't be all things to all people. Some of you are doing 10 different programs that have no relationship. 10. You're doing youth. You're doing women and girls. You're doing, what's it called? Empowerment. You're doing boys in the workplace. You're doing girls in the workplace. Excuse me. See, I can take each of these areas I mentioned, I can write a book on each. So how can you, as an organization with a mission or a vision, if you say your vision is women and girls, what business do you have with boys and workforce? It's not like you don't have a business, because I can create a business. I can connect that dot for you. However, the right non-profit strategy will lead to you designing the right programs. Designing the right programs will help you evaluate the right programs. When you evaluate the right programs, you can measure your results, and you can use your results to ask for funds, to look for money. If I have business with girls in girls dealing with period poverty, for example, automatically I know that I want Always to be one of my partners. If there is no Always, who else is producing pads? Who else is producing reusable pads? There's this thing called cupping. I'm still reading a lot about it. What is the alternative to pads? So who should I be approaching for sponsorship? Automatically, you already know I should be going to an FMCG. I should be going to people who produce these items for the young girls. But oh God, you guys want to start teaching. This is not supposed to be a full-fledged course, but it's so important for you to be able to measure how many people did you impact with this training. Before you went into that community, what was the reality? After your intervention, what was the result? 2 months down the line, what has happened as a result of your intervention? If you cannot quantify it, I don't know, what do you do with fundraising? That's why you're not getting your grants. Because your non-profit strategy is already minus. That's why you're not getting your grants, because you cannot quantify your impact. So in this year 2019, you need to quantify your impact. What are your outcomes? What are your evaluations? What are your monitoring and evaluation tools that you'll be employing in the new year? I'm smiling because I feel like I'm going into too much lectures. Anyway, you get the message. What is your fundraising plan? What is your fundraising plan? Grants is not a fundraising strategy. I've said this last year. How much do you need in grants? Some of us are so excited. Tony Elumelu Foundation is asking us to come forward. Hey. Some of you don't need to be applying for Tony Elumelu Foundation. You need to just cross your legs and go deal with other very important issues within your non-profit. If they give you the money, what would you use the money to do? As I'm here, I know what I'll do with 10 million naira for Donors for Africa. 10 million naira is small. I know what I would do with that money. Do you have a fundraising plan? Are you just solely relying on grants? And like I tell people in my community, even when you get the grants, it's still going to take you sometimes 1 month, 2 months, 3 months to receive the actual money. Because every organization has its own internal processes. So if you're relying on grants to get your work done, what is your income generating activity for the year for your non-profit? I talked about income generating activity in one of my classes, So You Want to Do Good. It's a course that we run once every 3 months. It's like a signature course. We take you from ground zero to running effectively. If you don't make any progress, it's because you did not implement. What is your fundraising strategy? What are your goals for your organization in terms of income generation? Like I said, some of you have no business applying for any grants. if you don't have some of these things in check. I'm saying this not from a place of judgment, because the same way I'm talking to you, it's the same way I speak to my team. It's the same way I speak to myself in my head. So it's not like you're alone. No, you're not. But this is very important. You must have a fundraising strategy, a fundraising plan. I don't know what activities, and I'm sorry, I won't tell you what activities. I'm saving that for the people in my membership circle. I'm saving it for them because I have to give them value. Those are the people who are ready to take a risk with Donors for Africa, and I need to ensure that the risk is worth it. Get a fundraising plan in place. Number 10, personnel. What do you need? Who do you need to get the work done? So you've done all this fantastic plan for the year. Who do you need to get the work done? Some of you cannot hire a professional. Do you need to hire an intern? Some of you have more administrative work than income generating work. Do you need to hire a volunteer? You need to find. You can't find what you need if you don't know what you need. For example, if I don't have a program budget, if I don't have a program budget as an organization, how would I know how much I need? How would I know how much I need to run each of those projects? Maybe you're looking for 500,000 and all you need for that project is 100,000. Maybe you're looking for 2.5 million. What you really need is 500,000. Maybe you're sourcing for 500,000 naira for a 2 million naira project. You need to be clear about what you need or who you need to get the work done. Maybe you are everything within your organization. Is it time for you to delegate? Is it time for you to delegate? Is it time for you to find the help you need to get the work done and achieve the vision? What I have shared with you today is just a tip of the iceberg. It's just me scratching the surface. There are tons and tons of conversation when it comes to growing as a non-profit. And this year, we at Donors for Africa, we are offering our annual membership circle. Our annual membership circle, we are offering it right now from January 1st to January 31st to any organization who is interested in being managed to grow. No, we will not write your grants for you because those will come under a different package, but we will teach you how to write the grants. Look, we want to run everything we do with our membership program is to ensure that you have all the tools that you need. If tomorrow you decide, oh, this membership, I no longer need it. It's an annual membership for 1 year. If suddenly you decide that you're no longer interested in the annual membership, I am assuring you that at the end of 1 year, you have what you need. You should know how to put together your own strategy by yourself. You should know how to engage your board. You should know how to craft a non-profit plan. You should know how to craft a monitoring and evaluation strategy. All those things are the attentions or are the things that we're going to provide to people in our membership circle. If you want to become a member of Donors for Africa while this is still ongoing, I implore you, you can either send us an email at donorsforafrica@gmail.com, or you click the link to find out more details about what it takes to become a member. Under our membership circle, these are some of the benefits. We provide you a comprehensive nonprofit strategy. We, in the long run, that includes a lot of terms and conditions. We will pair you with a donor organization. We will teach you how, aside from the accountability circle, where you find a circle where you can engage with your different organizations, a circle where you can tell us what your challenge is, and then would help you address those challenges as an organization. Some of the benefits or other benefits that you can also get as well, aside from the comprehensive nonprofit strategy, you're also going to get 3 selected trainings at no cost. These are trainings that are already priced, but you will get them from us at absolutely no cost. When we are pairing, of course, our members are going to be our first choice. Last year, I was connecting individuals. People reach out to me on a daily basis and they say, oh, we are finding people who are doing XYZ work. In case you know them, please refer them to me. I would only refer people from my membership circle. All the opportunities that we are pursuing in 2019, I'm sorry, when those monies become available, it can only go to my people from my membership, from our membership circle. So other things that we provide, global webinars that would help you address several things from your organizations. We will give you access to those webinars. Over 30 every month. Over 30 every month, different areas for free. Your grant application review. So someone was telling me, oh, no, I won't write those grants because those services are available under a completely different package. But we'll teach you how to review your grants. We'll teach you how to write those grants. Fellowship programs for a lot of our nonprofit heads. Fellowship programs, what do you need to do to access fellowship programs? We would help you review your current applications. We will send you applications that your organizations qualify for. And so many other things I will be providing under this platform. It's ridiculous, like what we are giving, what the amount of money that we are accepting for this. It's so small compared to the value you're getting in return. So if you're interested in our membership circle, you can send us a message, you can call us, you can leave us a DM, and we'll be so pleased to respond to you. So we want you to stay in touch. Yay, that's me at the World Bank. Yay, last year. Anyway, we want you to stay in touch. Stay with us at Donors for Africa. That's our social media page on Instagram, where we provide live updates and live information on several things. You can send us an email at Donors for Africa. You can follow me at Chidi E Koldsweat on LinkedIn, on my personal page. And that's about it. Thank you so much for being a part of this. We hope you found it useful, and we hope you take action, and we're here to answer your questions. If you have questions, send us questions through this channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please join our mailing list. You can also click the link in our bio to join our mailing list so that you can receive first-hand information on all of those things. Awesome. Have a great day. Thank you once more. Bye.